Welcome to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Today, we'll show you how to use the spirit of love and self-worth to improve the connections with everyone else in your life. This program is your weekly gift, and it will keep on giving. You'll see. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jean Marie Farish.
Greetings and a hearty welcome, everyone. I hope you're all faring well. I'm Dr. Jean Marie, your Love Light host, coming to you from the Voice America Empowerment Channel, shining love light into your hearts and homes to inspire and empower you to create a life you love. Many thanks to our listeners worldwide who tune in live and on demand. Our show today, The Power of Your Own Healing with Monica Bermudez, will make you more aware of who you truly are and how to access your built-in capacity to heal. Rumi quotes, "You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. The wound is the place where the light enters into you." True healing comes from within and is about restoring conscious awareness to experience who you really are. Moreover, pain is the conduit to healing and a reminder that we have the power to overcome, and self-healing is possible. So, do you feel you're at the mercy of life challenges, nursing emotional wounds of the past that keep you stuck? How can we move to a higher level of consciousness and let go of what is not really you? How can we unlock and leverage our healing abilities? Our amazing guest today, Monica Bermudez, will show us just how to lift ourselves up to a level of consciousness that is restorative and healing. Monica is the #1 international best-selling author of Cracking the Sacred Heart Code, a alchemical formula and practical guidebook. She's an intuitive quantum energy facilitator and catalyst, light language channeler, and Lemurian high priestess. A motivational, inspirational speaker, Monica uplifts audiences from their heartbreak to feeling increased clarity, confidence, empowerment, love, and joy in their soul purpose. Her mission is to alchemize the heart center with unique energy codes into deeper heart awakening. And she's unique in rebuilding and renewing all chakras and human grid systems to initiate the avatars as the ascended humans and masters. And we do recommend that our listeners adhere to their medical and psychological treatment regimen and take heed to the spiritual insight offered today. So now I welcome Monica Bermudez on our show today, The Power of Your Own Healing. Monica, welcome to Love Light.
Hello, Jean, and all listeners. Thank you so much for having me back on your podcast. It's such an honor to be here.
Yes, and congratulations, Monica, on your new book. And this is such a timeless show because, many of us feel overwhelmed and, off-center. And our show today will certainly help listeners become more inspired and truly realize who they are, and they have the power to heal themselves and, choose wisely to make life better and create a life that they love. So, Monica, can you tell us a little bit about your journey briefly and, what led you to this mission?
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much for that introduction. So in essence, though, I have a real deep passion to empower others to step into their purpose and create their own heaven on earth. So I share a lot of wisdom in combination to quantum physics, art, spirituality, and mysticism, and, together to create this new earth here and now. And I realize there are many challenges that we have to deal with to undo in us. So a lot of this distorted energy that is in our chakra system as well, which are our energy centers in our body. So my journey, though, into all of this mission of doing this kind of work and transmission started after my separation, divorce in 2012 and 2013, which triggered, or in other words, as I like to say, activated a deeper
Yes.
awakening in my soul of remembrance of my soul contract to be in public, doing this kind of empowerment and transmission and channeling and sharing all of this wisdom that comes from the stars and really help others reconnect to their own abilities. I had always been a mystic growing up, but I kept it private and I served in a spiritual and mystical way behind the scenes. It took me many years to step on stage and have the courage to speak in public because I had to heal so much of my own distorted energies in myself that were related to the dark ages of being persecuted, burned, or killed for speaking divine truth, and also for speaking languages of light, holy languages, which is everything I'm doing now.
Yes.
Uh, so when my guides would tell me that it was time for me to step into this next role, I argued with them about it and I refused to do it. So I kept getting in my own way. And it's normal, right? This is normal because if this is something that's coming out of the blue and you're hearing this guidance and it's not something that you had originally studied in life, right? Um, and so, because my past, I never like studied the Reiki. I wasn't into like studying other like energy modalities. And it's stuff that I was aware of, behind the scenes, but it wasn't something that I wanted to do like or thought about doing in public. And so my guys kept saying to me that it's something new, it's my own signature modality. And I kept saying to them, yeah, right.
Yes.
But I knew that I had this deep passion for wisdom and knowledge of mysticism and spirituality, but never intended for it to be in a public form like it is now. So when I finally surrendered and accepted my role to all of this, and after getting validation through different sources, it really cracked open my heart and I felt that remembrance and reconnection to my soul. And I realized, my galactic human roots. So I am a reawakened starseed, you could say, and I reflect this in others as well who are feeling this. And as Archangel Michael has described me as a holy mirror, to reflect the holiness in everybody, in all of us.
Mm.
All of us carry this holiness within us. We're all this holy mirror. So I'm just reflecting that back to everybody.
Yes. Thank
So
you.
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Continue.
Oh, yeah. So when I say about human abilities, I am talking about like other supernatural abilities that is part of this new human that we are unfolding for this new earth. And some of these supernatural abilities are like light language, telepathy, psychic abilities, self-healing, which is what this whole topic is about. Slowing down of aging. Yes, it is possible. My light language was restored after tons of work on myself to shift these old distorted patterns, a lot of which I do now with others who do one-on-one with me or group sessions. And every time I would work with them, their supernatural abilities would be restored. So for example, in one case, someone's clairaudience expanded so much that she was able to hear the invisible and her guides much more clearly. And this is empowerment to me. I'm here to empower all of you. So I want to share this final part as it will lead into this topic of this episode. We are intertwined with Earth's shifts right now. So as she is shifting, we are shifting as well. So the rise of this divine feminine energy, there's a lot of cosmic energies going on right now. So as she is rising on Earth, she's also rising within us as well. And this, includes all men and women. So this is also like a source of our own healing abilities as well. And we are in this pivotal times right now, a turning point in each of our lives in the collective.
I love that. That's amazing. And I love your explanation of your journey. It really speaks to how we can transform, overcome, and fulfill our mission and purpose. And sometimes we resist it, but it's really what we're here to do. And I know many people feel that they're not supported or they feel separated and alone, but we're here today to share that we're always divinely supported and we're always connected. And I thank you for sharing that we are at this pivotal time, a turning point for spiritual evolution. So, Monica, tell us, of course, many people are dealing with a lot of challenges. Talk about the issues associated with making changes. And I know many are stuck on, those outworn beliefs or, feeling unworthy or whatever. Can you shed light on that for our listeners in terms of the issues and challenges associated with change?
Oh, yes. I mean, there's an accelerated amount of it right now. I would say, though, that, this is like, I'll start saying this, okay, that we are in the end game of the split of the old world and the new world, hence why there's so much more chaos that seems to be appearing because a lot of it's being released. And with that release, that means change. We're always changing, but things are like very accelerated right now. And I'll just get into like the year, right? 2024. This year has been a great catalyst year with like so many astrological and astronomical events happening like all at once. And I would say this was universally designed this way. This is a cycle that we're going through as we are, shifting into this like new age, new Earth frequency, as I like to call it. The total solar eclipse of April of this year set the tone for the rest of the year. And the eclipse energy is about ending and beginnings. And, we've had like several other eclipses going on through this year as well. We just had one this month. And so this is, like a turning point in our spiritual evolution. The sun has been at its highest level of activity. So tons of bursts of energies from the sun called the solar flares, containing waves of electromagnetic energy that is linked to our conscious expansion. And so this is being measured actually by NASA, all these like solar flares that are going on right now with the sun. It's almost like it's become the most active than ever before. So like all of us in Earth are made of this electromagnetic energy. So we are being triggered or activated and upgraded to a whole new level of consciousness like never before. So when I talk, about awakening, it's really about our conscious expansion, but it's really shifting our perception as well. So people are feeling also, aside from that, are feeling all sorts of symptoms like extra sleepiness or not being able to sleep, or like certain physical shifts, changes as well. So we are witnessing the beginning stages of the rise of higher frequencies on the planet, and at the same time, we are seeing a greater rise in chaos. And chaos is a way of cleansing and purging the distorted energies within us, but also the dismantling of old systems and structures that are no longer serving us. And these are overwhelming, yet an unprecedented time of great change is necessary. Personally, I have felt a great shift in my own channeling where messages and downloads are coming in sharper and clearer, and at the same time strengthening my trust in myself.
Yes.
So it hasn't been easy for me, though, I'll say, because at the beginning of this year, it was a big struggle for me, especially with my throat chakra. And at the end of December of 2023, when the solar flare started to really get intense and going into the beginning of 2024, I started to get like this intense vertigo where I could not lay down or like stand. And the room would spin. And I felt there was like this multidimensional shift. And I always, like take care of my health and physical and, all these other things. So I knew it wasn't that. I knew it was something else to do with the energies. And also because I'm in a really heightened vortex sacred site right now. So I was really like receiving like all these energies and shifts that I was realigning myself with. And I'm sure like so many others are experiencing this as well. And it was so intense that I had to get assistance from my higher guidance with the Ascended Masters and spiritual mentors. And what also like, helped was placing my feet on the ground and staying grounded with these energies, some of which, I want to share with you some of these formulas, moving forward, as I'm sharing this experience, because I'm sure like some people maybe experience this as well. So, but after the vertical experience, then my throat chakra was going through some intense rewiring where I kept losing my voice every time there will also be like this intense solar flare. And it was one thing after another. And I felt like I was just like kept getting sick like almost every week, and it almost felt like I was dying.
Mm.
But I wasn't sure if I would survive this year, to be honest. And I don't get sick so easily, and that's the other point, that I'm very like have a very strong immune system. So this experience to me was like actually very humbling. So now going through the end of the year, I feel stronger than ever, and my vocal cords have been adjusted so much that my voice feels different. And there is a divine power of confidence that shines from it, and is so connected to my higher heart, which, I've done so much work on my own heart as well. So if there's anybody experience this right now, I want to share a formula. Actually, it's going to be two formulas that will get you through these extreme tumultuous times. And I will channel some light language support to facilitate you with coping with these new higher frequencies of energy as a result of these solar flares.
Okay.
So this will come in through the second segment. Because I want to share some more insight on this, because right now, like in the beginning of October, we had a massive solar flare measured at X class 9.05. So like X class supposed to be like measured at the highest according to NASA's measurement scale. So this was the strongest since like 2017. And solar flares are nothing new, but what is so wild about this year in particular is how constant they have been, like almost every day.
Okay.
And I am noticing a trend where the sun has been the most active during portals like the 888, the 99, or the new moon, or the full moon, or during the eclipse. And it's like the universe is telling us it's time to wake up from our deep sleep. So there's all of the solar energies also impacted the Schumann resonance, which is the heartbeat of Earth. And it's usually measured at about 7.83 hertz, but lately it's been going off the charts. This month of October through November, we have another moon that has joined Earth's atmosphere, which is actually an asteroid. So we have like two moons, really. So the timing of its arrival is interesting when we are in the midst of all this solar activity and eclipse energy as well, is changing to the era. We're shifting in November, I think, we're right now like in Pluto and Capricorn according to astrology, and in November we're shifting into this Pluto in Aquarius. So anyways, there's a lot to say, but Jean, let me ask you
Well, we have to get ready for a break, and we'll continue in our second segment.
Yes.
But right now we're ready for a break. But thank you for the beautiful explanation of what's going on a cosmic level, how it relates to us, and even sharing your personal story, which is so beautiful. But right now we're ready for a commercial break. So for our listeners, stay tuned for more on this empowering episodes, The Power of Your Own Healing with Monica Bermudez. She's the #1 international best-selling author of Cracking the Heart Code, a alchemical formula and practical guidebook. She's a facilitator and catalyst light language channeler, the Miriam High Priestess. On our show today, The Power of Your Own Healing. Stay tuned. We'll return shortly.
Announcing Dr. Jean Marie Farish's new book, Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations. This is the companion piece to Dr. Farish's best-selling book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being. Through the new book, we invite you to cultivate a lifestyle of love through daily devotional practices over a 21-day period, following 9 ingredients in the recipe of love. Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations, is available on Amazon.com and Balboa Press.
Jean Marie Farish's Center for Conscious Loving, LLC, cultivates a lifestyle of love and wholehearted connections through personal growth, altruistic services, and speaking engagements. Resources include classes, workshops, life care coaching, and creative service projects with an emphasis on cultural arts. Visit the website at drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com. That's drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com, or click the link on the Love Light show page.
Best-selling Authors International news honors best-selling authors around the globe. Dr. Jean Marie Farish is featured in the newly released issue of Published Magazine. To have first access to this treasured resource, go to publishedmagazine.com. Vicki Winterton and Dr. Jean Marie Farish have compiled a dynamic book, We're All in This Together, Embrace One Another, an anthology with 24 highly diverse co-authors who share how to spread the message of love, resilience, inclusivity, and compassion. This book is an invaluable source of uplifting, inspiring, and positive insights for spreading positivity in the world. We're All in This Together, Embrace One Another is available on Amazon.com. Be sure to get your copy today.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are tuned in to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Feel free to connect with our program through email or check out our links on Facebook. Reach Jean at Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. That's Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. And now, back to Love Light.
Welcome back to Love Light, living in the spirit of love. And if you're just joining us, we are with our amazing guest, Monica Bermudez. She's on our show today, The Power of Your Own Healing, author of Cracking the Heart Code, a Channel Alchemical Formula and Practical Guidebook, facilitator and catalyst light language channeler, and Lemurian High Priestess. And Monica, thank you in that first segment, really enlightening us on what's going on a cosmic level, sharing your story. And I know there are a lot of listeners out there who can really identify with it. And we're here in our second segment for more on the power of your own healing. And Monica, we are here today to talk about the power of self-healing. And I know you had something that you wanted to move forward with, but we want to know, what does that look like and feel like? But
yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I got so excited in the first segment, but
sure, we all are.
There's so much to share. But let me get into the real topic with the power of healing of yourself, right? It's important, though, for the listeners and everyone to understand that the power of your own healing has always been within. This is a sacred wisdom that is engraved in your every cell, every DNA, every atom, every subatomic particle of your being. And some scientists are even awakening to this truth as they are proving this through their research and studies. We are made of energy, and it is the universal energy that we hold within ourselves. We forgot this truth, but now it is being restored and reactivated. So in this show, I want to discuss, two formulas in this segment for all those to unlock your inner wisdom and empower you. I'm all about empowering others because this is our time to be victorious in this battle of light and darkness. There isn't, an actual fighting of the dark, but the integration of the shadow, in other words. So your own shadow is a part, of this like healing as well. So what these, energies are really connecting us more to this quantum field, and this is related to quantum physics. So have you noticed, though, people are talking more about quantum physics, Jean?
Yes. People are like moving to a higher level of awareness and understanding, and they're seeking the truth.
Yeah, I love it.
And trying to discard those old beliefs and, outworn ways of operating. And as you indicated, we're in this shift where things are being exposed, but it's part of the renewal and rebirth and evolutionary change.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that quantum physics is nothing new. And actually, like back in the early 1900s, this was first, relayed by Niels Bohr and Max Planck and Albert Einstein, these scientists. So these are considered to be like founders of this quantum theory, right? But it's not really a theory, it's a real thing. And, during that time, when Einstein was talking about it, people dismissed him and they actually consider him very controversial. And so, this is, and now that scientists are waking up and measuring, like I call some of them like spiritual sciences, they're finding like there's truth to this. And so, when Einstein was talking about, he would use the word quanta, which, it actually comes from the Latin root of quantus, which means quantity. So in definition, it's a discrete amount of other physical quantities, such as momentum of electric charge. So, so we are right now in this moment of revelations and rediscovery or unfolding, because this is really nothing new. It's just being revealed to us again. So if you're wondering though what quantum physics is, this is like probably the best definition. Is something that you go deeper and deeper into the atoms, so you will find nothing in there but just energy waves. And atoms are this invisible force field. It's almost like this mini tornado that emits waves of electrical energy. So in essence, the quantum field is like a photonic energy. So there's a lot of talk about photonic energy as well, and also our light body. So when all of us, this has always been like an ancient healing method through the quantum field of our being, and that is in our DNA. So I want to reveal something really big that spiritual scientists are saying right now, in particular one who I really like. His name is Billy Carson. So he's a neuroscientist, but he's also a spiritual scientist. I'm also a spiritual scientist as well. So all of this stuff fascinates me. And I'm explaining this for a reason, because this is going to tie into the transmission. So scientists have measured about 0.7 volts per cell. This is the energy or the power that they're measuring. So we have like about 35 billion cells in our body. So that's, if you calculate that, right, 35 times 0.7, that's about 2.65 trillion volts of electricity in our body. So it's almost like we're this nuclear explosion of like energy. So in other words, your pure source of energy, and it's all related to our chi energy and our energy meridians. And this is where your own source of healing comes from. So like Reiki, for example, is the beginning of all of this. So you can harness a lot more of your energy. But I see this being unlimited because of our connection to source. And this is also correlated to the divine feminine energy within all of us. This is all related to the quantum field of all things. And actually, we're going to engage in this exercise that, it's upcoming, but I don't know, Jean, what do you think of all that that I just shared?
Well, I just think that, well, of course, everything is energy. And you really described how we're just bolts of energy, and that our power is unlimited, and our connection to source, we're being pure source energy, and how we can attune to our own powers within. So that's a fantastic explanation of what quantum energy and quantum healing is really about.
Yes, it's very powerful.
Very powerful.
So now I just want to jump into this exercise. So we can, listeners, you can come back and re-listen to this as often as you desire. I also want to share like 2 very key formulas and techniques afterwards. But what this will do is like this is a doorway of empowerment for self-healing, okay, with this transmission. I want to explain a little bit about my light language for those who are new with it. So I get into a trance state to channel special light codes of vibrations and sounds that serve as a catalyst to certain aspects of the DNA. And so, as I just mentioned, the DNA is part of the cell. In this instance, we'll work with the Council of Dragons and Guardians of the Sun and higher consciousness of the Sun. So this transmission will serve to open up the passageway to your own healing ability and harness the power of your own cells to ignite the chi and meridian energy flow within your body. It doesn't matter if you're already a practitioner of sorts. This will continue to unfold so that your physical body is able to shift with ease during these solar flares, cosmic, activities going on in the universe, spiked any energies that are increasing right now on this planet through the Schumann resonance. So essentially setting you up for the foundations of new Earth's frequency as the new human for Earth. And then after this transmission, I'll, talk some more about some of these other keys. But for now, just receive this transmission. So just get yourself set up. And we're just going to be in this comfortable position itself and just tuning in, envisioning the sun, and just know that everything in the universe has consciousness that includes the sun and all planets, and tapping into the heart of the sun, connecting with the Council of Dragons and the Guardians of the Sun. Laiku, ti sakunaku, diakatakuna katsaku, sakuniki sakuniki sakuniatasaka, usakatakanaki sakunaki saku, uniatasakanaki sakuniki diakataskunaki saka, unikiti nakatsakuti siuya tisa, iasahia, 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 iasahia. Going in deep, deep within your DNA, into the quantum field of your being, opening up that doorway and that passageway, harnessing the power of your own abilities. Being able to take more of the light codes, the new energy codes, the photonic energy that we are all receiving from the cosmic. You are the new human, the ones for New Earth, creating the foundations, rebuilding the earth, to new communities, supportive communities, communities of unity consciousness. And your soul remembers this. Isakuniki sakatukunakata sakayat su takataksi sakuti sakanakta saku. Usakaniki yatusu yatasakatakatukuti saku. Niata sakanaki saku yatasaka. Anaisiko saku ni tisaku tisaku. Tisakotakati saku. Uyatasa yatasa yatasa yatasa. Uyatisi nakatasaku tisaku yatasa. It is done. So you may integrate as much as you desire, but we have to continue with the show.
Yes. And as you indicated, we listeners can tune back in, and thank you for that empowering transmission and explaining what's happening to us and how we can open the doorway and harness our own healing power. Monica, can you talk about the kinds of healing that are applicable here in reference to what people are going through and what they need?
Yeah, so I mean, the kind of healings that we can talk about emotional, right? Or like types of unworthiness and not feeling like getting into these doubtful modes, right? That I've been through myself. But also in the physical form, there's times where, I've had like a sore throat, or I feel like I'm getting a sore throat. And I've actually healed myself from before it actually manifests into an actual cough, or like, feeling sick completely, which is what the formulas that I want to share next are going to assist with that.
Okay. Proceed.
But yeah, so these formulas can actually be used for that emotional aspect of ourselves, mental aspects, as well as the physical. Anything's possible. You see like this, the truth is stranger than fiction.
Okay. All right. By
So
all
the
means, share
formula,
the formulas. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I'm going right now. Formula number one, which is the quantum cell programming. That's what I call it. So before going to bed, program your cells by speaking to them directly and saying, "Thank you to each and every one of you cells. I love each and every one of you. Together we are health. We are healed. When I wake up vibrant, alert, renewed, and healthy." And as you speak to yourselves, feel it throughout your body. And so with this, you can also focus on areas that you're feeling physical, like I said, your sore throat. You can focus it in your throat and talk to it, release that. Formula number two, which is the grounding, I call this the quantum grounding method. While you place your bare feet on the ground, connect to your heart, to the heart of the Mother Earth by setting the intention and say the following declaration: I am Earth and Earth is me. Together we intertwine our energies to harness our own healing ability. My every cell's heartbeat connects to every molecule, electron, atom of the Earth. So that's really the key formulas. There's so much to share, but there's limited time in the show, but if anybody, needs the extra help, just, reach out. But also, you can try these methods, and I would love to hear feedback from the listeners who try it.
Yes, I would love to for listeners to connect and share feedback, because so many times we're into this self-condemning and negative self-talk, self-judgment, and your the quantum self-programming, and how to speak to ourselves. I think that's so important, because if you're not consciously aware of it, you continue that negative self-talk, and that makes you sick and emotionally out of control. So I really appreciate, and then the grounding technique. So perhaps we can talk a little bit more about it when we come back from break, as we tie up some of the tools and techniques and strategies. These are so powerful and so practical. And what you're saying is that it's quite simple. It's not like you have to go through any real process to, incorporate these techniques. But right now, I think we're ready for a brief commercial break. So for our listeners, stay tuned for more of this empowering episode, The Power of Your Own Healing, with Monica Bermudez. She's a #1 international best-selling author of Cracking the Heart Code, a channel alchemical formula and practical guidebook. She's a facilitator and catalyst, light language channeler, the Miriam High Priestess. Stay tuned. We'll return shortly.
Dr. Jean Marie Farish is proud to announce the release of her new book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being, available now at Balboa Press. This book will help you master your life and flourish in love. You'll learn how to become a better and more evolved you. Feel good by making life-affirming choices. Deepen your feelings and expressions of love. Tune in love and sustain the change. And flourish in love and find your joy. Visit BalboaPress.com and search for Living in the Spirit of Love, and enjoy Dr. Farish's new book today.
I'm Judy Satori. I'm a spiritual channel and activator of human potential. You might have heard me speaking on the Voice of America on Dr. Jean Farish's show, Love Light, because I've been speaking about the challenges that are besetting all of us right now and how we can surrender but also keep on going. I want to invite you to join my new Facebook group that is devoted to heart-centered connection and unity. Through this Facebook group, you can also join my free access question and answer session with Spirit on the first Wednesday to Thursday of every month. Just search Essential Community on Facebook to join the group. In this session, I answer questions and transmit energy from Spirit to give you guidance and support. Because life on planet Earth ain't easy right now. And there is so much help from above, from beings of love and light, from multidimensional realities who are actually here with us, wanting to step up and support us. I welcome you to become part of our ongoing group conversation about evolutionary change and how it's affecting us as human beings and affecting our life today. Many blessings to you. You can find out more about me and my work at www.ascensionlibrary.org. Have a wonderful day.
Announcing Dr. Jean Marie Farish's new book, Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations. This is the companion piece to Dr. Farish's best-selling book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being. Through the new book, we invite you to cultivate a lifestyle of love through daily devotional practices over a 21-day period, following 9 ingredients in the recipe of love. Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations is available on Amazon.com and Balboa Press. Best-selling Authors International news honors best-selling authors around the globe. Dr. Jean Marie Farish is featured in the newly released issue of Published Magazine. To have first access to this treasured resource, go to publishedmagazine.com.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are tuned in to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Feel free to connect with our program through email or check out our links on Facebook. Reach Jean at Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. That's Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. And now, back to Love Light.
Well, you've been listening to Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love, and we are delighted to have Monica Bermudez on our show today, The Power of Your Own Healing. Monica is the author of Cracking the Heart Code, a channel, alchemical formula, and practical guidebook, facilitator, catalyst, light language channeler, Lemurian high priestess. And Monica, thank you so much for the energy transmission, the light language, and those tools that you shared before break. Can you really just highlight and reinforce that? Because those are so important, so practical, and easy to use. Because so often, we feel like we have to go through so much to, learn something or whatever. But those tools are so practical. So can you just highlight with our listeners?
Yes, of course. Yes, these are very powerful, very practical, and they're simple. Nothing has to be rocket science. We don't have to complicate things anymore because the energies are in our favor. And that's what these new higher frequencies of energy are doing. We're in this quantum realm right now. So formula number 1 that I had mentioned, the quantum cell programming, you're talking to your cells, you're directing them. You're uniting with them. You're letting them know that they're not alone because really you're your own universe, right? You have your own little ecosystem going on in your body as well. So that's what you're doing is you're talking to your cells. You're pretty much self-healing yourself with them. So what happens like when we get sick, there's some disharmony or distorted energy that's going on in our body. And so that's a form of releasing that the cells are doing certain releasing. And by us talking to it, it's also saying that I am shifting my victim mindset into this creative mode because that's where we are. We're in this creative mode right now. We are the creators. We have the energy within ourselves, the power to create. Formula number 2, which was the quantum grounding method. I mean, this is by far, the most powerful because there's also like scientific evidence showing that grounding is so supportive to our own health. And the more that we're able to do this, the more that we're able to connect with Earth, because we are made of Earth and Earth is a part of us as well. We're intertwined in that way, with these energies. So the grounding part of it, it's like an exchange of this electromagnetic energy as well with one another. Like we're electromagnetic and so is Earth. And then you have these solar flares coming from the sun that are also like creating these waves of like more powerful, like electromagnetic energy within ourselves and the Earth. So the more that we're able to stay connected and grounded within our own bodies, our physical bodies on the Earth, the more that we're able to receive this energy with such ease. and transition into these new human bodies, because we're meant to go with Earth on this new journey of this new higher frequency of energy of shift. That many would call it the ascension or the awakening, but really what it is just a consciousness expansion of things, right? We're being remembered in our soul level. Our perception is shifting at a great level. So the power, this is why when they say as a final, takeaway with everybody, the power you hold within is much greater. And we are barely tapping into this right now. There's still so much that is being uncovered or revealed in the scientific world as technology is advancing at an exponential rate, more so than previous years. A lot of it's being revealed has already been known by ancient ancestors. And I say that the ancient ancestors because we carry the root of these ancient civilizations and star nations within our DNA. So this is where we are. We have to take the time for ourselves. Okay, there is an overload of information. And Jean, you and I were talking about this.
Yes.
There is an overload of information that is coming in from all sides, right? And it could feel so overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes we're we want to hear all this information, or or sometimes, and some of that comes in with certain drama from others. It could be even within your own family dynamics, right?
Yeah.
But what is so important right now is that you take time out for yourself. Take a pause. Take a breathe, a breath, and just really connect with nature. And doing these techniques, these formulas that I just shared, will definitely open you up even more at a quantum level than ever before. And you will be, harnessing your own energy and your own power within yourself. So you are being empowered. You're being activated in this empowerment.
Beautiful account and discussion. I think you've made us all more aware of ourselves, the limitless power that we possess, how to harness it, and to use simple techniques to ground ourselves and harness the energy, collect ourselves. And I love how you indicated how to speak to ourselves, for rejuvenation and restoration.
Yes.
Because so frequently we give that power away to outside sources, right?
Oh,
we
yes.
give that power away for others to heal us, or, not
Right.
saying that, there are, the medical professionals, they're doing their best, but we have a role to play in our own healing.
Right, we do. There's so many things that you could do for yourself. It's really about an exploration and self-discovery, rediscovery, let me just say, about yourself. There is a saying about know thyself. This all applies. It's been an ancient saying, right?
Yes. To thine own self be true, know thyself.
Exactly, yes. So that is a very powerful statement. And that's what this is all about. And certainly, if you're feeling stuck and you really need the assistance, then, that's your own will, to seek somebody to help you. But these are techniques that you could have also applied to yourself, and try it for yourself. And like I said, I would love to hear feedback from others and how that feels. Because I know, when I talk to my cells, I can feel my every cell, there's this vibrational energy that goes through all of them. It's almost like this self-activating, self.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I do that myself. I talk to appreciate my, the organs in my body for functioning, the cells in my body. I do that daily,
How does that make you feel, though?
I mean, it's like I am giving that time to myself to appreciate everything working together. We can take ourselves for granted, right? The organs of our body, our cells, and it's like I look at that as that me time for gratitude, for what my body is doing for me.
I love that.
And can you, I know you indicated that listeners can use these techniques and strategies, but can you share with us how listeners can connect with you and the things that you do in terms of your services and programs?
Oh, yeah. So I think, listeners will benefit a lot more through my podcast episodes. There's over 100 right now. The podcast is called Ascended Earth, The Transfiguration of the New Human, and it's available on all podcast platforms, including YouTube. And I have so many free giveaways there. I also provide a lot of insight in every episode, as well as exercises and meditations. And I consider every episode to be like a transmission. So all my contact information is there as well. So I feel like that's the place to start. It's in the podcast itself.
Well, that's fantastic. And let's see how how listeners can connect to you and the podcast. Can you just highlight that again?
Yeah, so the podcast is called Ascended Earth, The Transfiguration of the New Human. So if you just type in like Ascended Earth, like say if you have Apple Podcasts, you could just do search and just type in like Ascended Earth, The Transfiguration of the New Human, and that should pop up because it's a very unique title.
And that's also, part of your free gift offerings that listeners can tune into your podcast and really, be a part of the transmissions and hear other guests and become more empowered and enlightened. And Monica, I think one of the things is I think that our listeners should realize is that as we heal ourselves, as we harness our energy, as we harness our power, become more empowered, we help others. We impact the world and others around us, right?
Yes, we have to take back our power, not give it out, because I feel like sometimes we get so energy drained that way too.
Yes.
There's like power leak and all that, some of which, I had to like deal with myself. So this is really a message for all of the listeners to really take back your power, keep your power to yourself, and it's not saying, there's a balance to all of this as well. And that comes in with the heart as well.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Monica, for your inspiration, sharing your tools, the transmission to make us more aware, activate our healing power, harness our own energy. Thank you so much for being here today. You are really a blessing to us. And we invite our listeners to listen back on demand, share our show with others, and definitely tune in to Monica's podcast and, access her book to learn more and go deeper. Much gratitude to the Voice America team for making this show a reality and for shining their love light in the world. Trust in your divine power every day. We can begin again. Become aware of your power. And I'm going to close with 2 excerpts, one on self-wholeness and self-healing. Self-wholeness. Your spiritual self is whole, unbroken, undamaged. Live in wholeness by being your complete, authentic self. Access the well of love that flows from the depths of your unfractured heart and soul. Wholeheartedly love and care for yourself. You will find freedom, comfort, inspiration, and have phenomenal zest for life. Brokenness in the physical world has no place in the spiritual. Rest with assurance, knowing you are the true essence of love. You are so divine. And self-healing, do not let the sun go down on anger and ill feelings from day to day. Purify and cleanse your heart with compassion and forgiveness. Care for yourself and make well-being a priority. Be calm, reflect, process feelings in a healthy way. Express yourself by journaling. Bask in the harmony and beauty of nature. Connect to the higher power within. Be resolute and release what's beyond your control. You'll be healthier and happier. Stay in the vibe of love. It's so healing. This is Dr. Jean Marie, your Love Light host, coming to you from the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Until we meet again, remember, an empowered self is a loving self, and keep your love light shining. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to Love Light this week. Be sure to join Dr. Jean Marie Farish again for another program next Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and noon Eastern Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a wonderful week filled with love, self-worth, and better connections.